Hey there, welcome to Life Noggin. 2016, archaeologists discovered something incredible in the peninsula of Mexico. They found evidence of an asteroid impact from 66 million years ago. This was huge news because it turns out that this asteroid was the reason that the dinosaurs went extinct. At least, that's what we think. So how exactly did this asteroid wipe out all of the dinosaurs? Well, let's take a look at the day the dinosaurs died or maybe didn't. It's me. And this is the story of the asteroid that changed everything. It's hard to believe now, but for over 100 years, scientists actually argued about whether or not dinosaurs went extinct because of an asteroid impact. It wasn't until 2018 that they finally agreed that, yes, an asteroid is the reason that there are no more triceratops wandering around. But why do you think they doubted it so much? I mean, it makes sense that a giant space rock would cause the extinction of an entire species, right? Well, not exactly. Dinosaurs first appeared during the Triassic period between 252 and 201 million years ago. And for over 150 million years, they dominated the planet. But then 66 million years ago, the asteroid struck and wiped them out. Or did it? Scientists couldn't prove that the asteroid was responsible for their extinction until 1980, when two scientists, Luis Alvarez and his son Walter Alvarez, examined sediments from Italy. They wanted to determine the age of a layer of clay that was rich in iridium. Iridium is an element that is rare on Earth but common in asteroids. This meant that the clay must have come from outer space. Then they dated the clay and realized it was the same age as the extinction of the dinosaurs. Suddenly, it seemed pretty obvious what had happened. An asteroid had struck the Earth and killed off all of the dinosaurs. But this idea was far from universal. Some scientists pointed out that iridium is also found in mummified wood, meaning that the asteroid theory could be wrong. But by 2016, DNA analysis proved that the iridium was definitely from an asteroid. So the debate was over, or was it? If the asteroid was responsible for the extinction, then why aren't the rocks from the impact everywhere? Well, it turns out that the answer to that question can be found in the peninsula. The Chicxulub crater is huge, measuring 180 kilometers across and 12 kilometers deep. It's believed to be the result of a 6-mile-wide asteroid that crashed into Earth at 43,000 miles per hour. In other words, really, really fast. Unfortunately for the dinosaurs, the asteroid hit at the perfect time. The summer before it struck, most of the world experienced a massive volcanic eruption in the Deccan Traps region of India. These eruptions released tons of ash and gas into the atmosphere, which caused global cooling. This meant that when the asteroid hit and caused global warming, the temperature shift killed off almost every species on the planet. But wait, if the asteroid did cause such widespread destruction, then why aren't there any giant space-age-looking rocks anywhere on land? Well, it turns out that after the asteroid hit, the crater it made was actually underwater. Over millions of years, the area rose above sea level and became the Yucatan Peninsula. But there's still evidence of the asteroid in other places. For example, shocked quartz crystals and tektite deposits have been found all over the Gulf of Mexico. Tektites are pieces of rock that were thrown up during the impact and then cooled in the air. So the asteroid left its mark on the world, even though the worst of the damage was done underwater. The real proof of the asteroid's impact came when scientists drilled into the seafloor at the bottom of the crater and found sediments from the KT boundary. This is a thin band of rock that is full of iridium and represents the moment the asteroid hit the Earth. And that's not all they found. They also recovered shocked quartz crystals, microdiamonds, and tektites, further proving that an asteroid really did hit the Earth. But what actually happened after the asteroid hit? Well, it depends on where you were. If you were in the ocean, you probably died very quickly. That's because when the asteroid hit the water, it created a tsunami that was over 100 meters high. It traveled across the globe twice, causing total devastation. But while the waves may have killed off many marine animals instantly, others weren't so lucky. You see, right after the asteroid hit, the impact vaporized tons of rock and threw it into the atmosphere. This blocked the sun and plunged the Earth into darkness. There was also a bright flash of light that could have been seen from hundreds of miles away, and then a fireball formed where the asteroid had hit. All of this lasted for days, but eventually the dust began to settle, and when the sun finally came back, it looked like night. This sudden darkness was deadly for many animals and plants, but it was especially harmful to phytoplankton. Phytoplankton are microscopic organisms that live in the ocean and make half of all the oxygen we breathe. And just like plants, they need sunlight to survive. Without it, they died, and the animals that ate them died. Soon, the entire ocean food chain collapsed, and nearly every living thing in the ocean died. If you were on land, your chances of survival were slightly better, but only slightly. The initial shock wave from the asteroid impact would have knocked you off your feet, but that probably wouldn't have killed you. However, in the following days, fireballs rained down from the sky. And once again, if you were in the direct path of one, well, you're dead. Then there were earthquakes, tsunamis, and of course the long-term effects of climate change. To put it bluntly, it sucked to be alive at this time. But did the asteroid really kill off all of the dinosaurs? In 2010, fossils from Argentina revealed that the asteroid may not have been the death sentence for all dinosaurs that we thought it was. You see, after the impact, the temperature of the Earth fluctuated wildly and suddenly dropped about 5 degrees. This was catastrophic for the larger dinosaurs. But according to researcher Dr. Matt Lamina, some dinosaurs actually thrived in the chaos. These were small proto-chickens known as ornithomimids. They lived in the southern part of what is now North America and grew to be about the size of emus. Even after the asteroid hit, they continued to reproduce for another 100,000 years before going extinct. So while the asteroid devastated the world, it doesn't seem to have impacted all dinosaurs equally. And it's not the only time this has happened. About 252 million years ago, 96% of all marine animal species and 70% of terrestrial vertebrate species went extinct. The event is known as the Great Dying, or the Permian Extinction. And while scientists don't know exactly what caused it, it's believed that a series of volcanic eruptions is to blame. Most of the life lost during this extinction was in the oceans. And once again, it turns out that smaller animals were better survivors. So it seems that whenever there is a mass extinction, the biggest and baddest animals are the first to go. According to National Geographic, 90% of the time, species that weigh more than 55 pounds and have a high metabolism are the first to disappear. These animals require large amounts of energy to survive, but when ecosystems are disrupted, they are the last to re-evolve. This means that the dinosaurs who were around during the asteroid impact likely died off pretty quickly. But the ones that survived probably lived for another 100,000 years. Just imagine being one of the last triceratops walking around. You would feel pretty alone. When the asteroid struck the Earth, it also marked the end of the Cretaceous period. Before that, the world looked very different. Mammals were small, birds hadn't evolved yet, and turtles were the size of dinner plates. But after the asteroid hit, mammals diversified and evolved into much larger creatures. Birds also appeared, and turtles shrunk. So while the asteroid wiped out most species on the planet, it also paved the way for new ones to thrive. Today we have lots of mammals, including humans, because of the asteroid that killed off the dinosaurs. So should we thank it or hate it? Let us know in the comments section below. As for me, I'm gonna go stare at the sun to see if I can bring the dinosaurs back. As always, this has been Life Noggin. Don't forget to keep on thinking.